So I know this is coming a bit out of nowhere with how I've been reviewing the Need for Speed series in order since Hot Pursuit 2, but I've been playing this title a lot recently, so I just decided that I would review it right now instead of later. Back in 2013, when developer Ghost Games released Need for Speed Rivals, they decided to take a year off and put in a lot of focus on their next title, which was essentially a reboot of sorts and back to basics in 2015's Need for Speed. It was very reminiscent to their underground days, and they really tried to bring that feel back. However, to a lot of people, it just missed the mark. 2017, they came out with Need for Speed Payback, which to most people didn't meet expectations once again. It wasn't until 2019 when they released their most recent title is where the overall ratings from critics and audiences were met with a lot of praise. I bought it when the game came out and I have played it on and off the past couple of years, and now I'm here to give you my personal thoughts and opinions on how I feel about Need for Speed Heat. Need for Speed Heat was released on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Here we are watching footage from the Xbox One. The game takes place in Palm City, Need for Speed's interpretation of Miami, Florida. The map is decently big with a bit of diverse scenery for the racing to be held. You have nice city-like areas where the traffic and life is more populated, and then you have the more woodsy area in the northwest part of the map where a lot of the roads are more curvy. There is also a beach where you can drive on for as long as your car is built for it. Graphically, it looks beautiful, and especially when the sun goes down and the cities become a bright neon fiesta. It feels very much like you are playing Underground again, and I do believe that a lot of people can agree that this was as close to Underground 3 that we are going to get unless they try it again in the future. The map certainly feels a lot smaller than Payback's map, but I haven't played that one in a while, so I will make a better judgment of that when we get to that game in the future. The game provides a lot of locations to race from, especially when including tracks to go off-road with. Like I said, the map is very diverse and it gives you a lot of opportunities to revisit old locations to attempt the 3-star ratings for drifting, jumping, and speed traps. On top of that, almost everything is destructible, from most guardrails to fences and light posts, and including trees. You can unlock things and earn money or reputation by finding street art, smashing through billboards, and neon pink flamingos. And if you find all of them, you're going to be rewarded with new cars in your garage. The map also provides you with the option to drive through gas stations that'll repair your car if it's damaged enough. Now, the first thing I do when playing any racing game is change the transmission from automatic to manual, and thankfully it has that option. However, the button mapping for shifting is a bit annoying, seeing how you have to use the left and right bumpers or L1, R1 on a PlayStation controller to shift. I got used to it after a while, but I always prefer to be able to bind my own controls. I believe that with a lot of video games, especially racing games in particular, binding your own controls should always be an option. The game has 128 cars to choose from, all the way from muscle, tuner, and exotics. Trucks are also in the game, however, I would never use them as an option for racing, but I bet they are good for off-road races. You let me know if you guys use trucks in these games, because I find it amazing that they keep adding in trucks to these. The car selection is really good, a lot of great options to choose from. I played this game many times and I decided that for this playthrough that I wasn't going to be my generic self and go with the Skyline again and change it up. I started with the Mustang and went on to drive cars like the Honda NSX and the Lamborghini Diablo. Throughout the game, you will earn better parts for your car that will allow you to upgrade it to be faster or turn it into a car made specifically to a certain type of racing, whether that be for sprint and circuit tracks, drifting, or off-road rally races. Now, the way you earn these parts are from earning reputation, and how to earn reputation is from racing at night. Now, while racing during the day earns you money from each race at night will earn you reputation. Now, the biggest thing about racing at night is to escape the police. The cop chases in this game have been made to be very difficult to outrun depending on your heat level. The higher the heat, the more cops will be chasing you and make it harder for you to escape. You will have this red circle around you on the minimap, and if you manage to get the cops out of that circle is when you'll be able to successfully escape them. The cops are very aggressive in this game, and when you are starting this game, you should never go higher than a heat level of 2. Once your car can manage getting to 200 plus miles per hour with no issue is when I suggest to increase that rating, because being able to get on a straightaway and leave them in the dust will be your best bet on escaping. Now, for me at the beginning, I didn't really teach myself this, because I was always so used to remembering how fun it was trying to outrun the cops in Most Wanted or Hot Pursuit. but in Heat it just brings it to a whole new level. Being chased by the cops isn't always a fun endeavor, at least in the beginning, because if you are in a low ranking car and your Heat level is 2, then you better call it a night by going to your garage, or that Heat level will escalate really fast and you will not be able to outrun the cops, because the cop cars for whatever reason are faster than you after putting in all these new upgrades in your car. So the cop chases become a sweat session to try to escape, and sometimes you can get lucky and find out a way, but it is not easy at the beginning. I do like the change of pace and making the cops seem more of an actual threat than past games, but I just feel like we will never go back to how it was in Most Wanted. If you were there for when I asked if you ever uninstalled a game from Rage, well then this is why. I was in this huge cop chase and something bad happened and I just got super frustrated, and because I didn't want to break my desk or controller or monitor from Rage, I had to find another calming alternative and I just uninstalled the game. No joke, I deleted all the footage I had and scrapped all my notes for this review and just threw it in the garbage, just because of how pissed this game made me. But I did calm down after a while and I decided to start playing it again all over. Thankfully, I found the strategy and made the game way more enjoyable. So the actual racing in this game is really fun. The sense of speed is great because it makes you feel like you have to actually work for your car to get better upgrades to really appreciate the greater speed you can achieve later on. As I mentioned, you can race during the day and night. The day races are sanctioned off from traffic and created for actual tracks in the city. Primarily, a lot of the races during the day are going to be 3-lap circuits, which are fine every once in a while, but to have that as the primary type of race in the game makes it very repetitive and boring after a while. Now, you have alternatives obviously like dirt and drift courses, but they don't pay as much as the circuit races. At night, you also have circuits, but it's primarily sprint tracks, which I appreciate more. Now, with each race comes with a rank recommendation. If your car is not at that rank, then you should consider earning money from lower rank races to get better upgrades, because if not, then the races can sometimes be very difficult even if you are at the exact rank it recommends, because the balancing of your opponents make no sense. You can blow past everyone, but there are 2 opponents that are in second and first place that are just exceptionally way more faster than you and everyone else, and this happens often. I wouldn't mind if it was just every now and then, but it happens so much that it just takes me out of it and lessens the experience. The car customization is great in this game, and it's what made Need for Speed stand out so much in the past. You have a lot of great options to make your car look like the way you want it to, and especially with the vinyl editor. I try to make my own designs, but I really like what the community can put together, so I like to use what's available on there a lot. You can also edit the way your driver looks for the in-game cutscenes. You can't change anything with your facial features on your own except from the pre-made models they provide you, but you can change a lot with their outfits. But for some reason, a lot of the character design choices feel like I'm just creating a famous TikToker or something. I don't know. I also do like some of the music that the game provides, but it's definitely not one of Need for Speed's better soundtracks. The main plot for this game's story is the division made in the police force designed specifically to take down street racers. But there is some very shady, crooked cop stuff going on in the force, and you and your newly made friends have to try and find out a way to expose them. It's a very simple plot, but it is fun to be able to actually see your character and ride that you made for the game in the cutscenes. Stuff like that is always a plus for me. The voice acting is good, but sometimes the dialogue can be a bit cringe now and then, but it's not all too bad. The campaign is very short. I could beat this game in a day if I wanted to, if I didn't decide to do all the other side missions, which you can avoid to complete the story mode too. However, for how short the story is, the little things about the plot does continue in random phone calls you get from characters from the story mode when you are cruising in the city, so that's neat. I would say in terms of campaigns, I have enjoyed other stories from Need for Speed. But yeah, guys, I really enjoyed Need for Speed Heat. I think it's EA's and Ghost Games' better attempts at making this franchise good again. Now, the next Need for Speed game is still in development and no title or announcements have been made yet. All we know is that Criterion is coming back for this one, so we'll have to see how that turns out. My name is Pedro Ordonez, also known as GL7. Guys, please subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, do whatever you can to support this channel. Check out the Patreon and Discord. All those links are available in the description box below. Let me know what you guys would like to see me review in the future, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.